Good morning, happy Sunday, and welcome back to Bald Father Bets. We'll do a quick recap of College Football Saturday, where we had a positive day. Pick every game against the spread on Sunday for NFL football. But first, I just want you guys to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, notifications on, so you get our community posts whenever we make plays early in the week or halftime plays. And then please just support the channel, like, comment, share this video around. We'll never charge for these picks, just want to keep growing the channel and grow the community, because it's been a lot of fun interacting with all of you guys throughout the year. So College Football Saturday, where we went 26-22. We were actually 22-13 in the pregame plays, and then an abysmal 4-9 in our halftime plays, which is very strange. Usually halftime plays almost always have a winning record at the end of the day, but not yesterday. But did really well with the South Carolina beating of Texas A&M. I don't know, I'm not surprised at all. Two very, very different teams in LSU and South Carolina. South Carolina with the option quarterback run game with Lenora Sellers and Rocket Sanders, both in the backfield, and you could see that got to the Texas A&M defense. They were bouncing off Lenora Sellers like pinballs, and they were still getting penetration in the backfield just like they did against LSU, but Sellers is a much different quarterback than Nussmeier. And this doesn't change my thoughts on the Texas A&M game, that there's a very good chance that Texas A&M beats Texas, because Texas is a much more LSU-like team in terms of having a pocket passer back there that, when you get pressure on him, goes from being one of the best quarterbacks in college football to below average. Than they are like South Carolina. And South Carolina has the best defensive line in the SEC, and Texas does not. So this changes absolutely nothing in terms of my thoughts. What happened last night was exactly what we thought would happen, and happened. And I don't think any better of South Carolina, and I don't think any worse of Texas A&M. Football is all about matchups, and that was a very difficult matchup for A&M. Ohio State, Penn State. I'm so upset with myself I don't know how many times in the video yesterday I said that I hated the pick, that I wanted to pick Ohio State. I thought Ohio State was the better team. I think Ohio State's the best team in the country. I still think they're the best team in the country. But yeah, my model said that Penn State should be favored by 1, but usually I'm pretty good about knowing when to throw a model in the trash, and I should have done it yesterday, especially doubling down at halftime with Penn State plus 2.5 for 2 units at halftime. I just hated it. So yeah, okay, but that's it. So College Football Saturday, 26-22, winning day. It's really all that matters, that we just keep stacking winning days on top of winning days. So off to a good start in the week, plus 14 units overall with the 10-unit win on Thursday, and then plus 4 units yesterday. So heading into NFL Sunday, looking to continue that and have a great day. All right, so we'll start out with our 1 p.m. kickoff games. We're going to take the Cowboys plus the 3 for 2 units. Gave this one out already. It hit a number. It hit the 3 number. That's really important. I don't necessarily love it. That's why it's a 2-unit play and not more. I don't think the Cowboys are a good football team. I don't think Zimmer's a good defensive coordinator for the players that they have. I think they've been dealing with injuries. Zeke will not play due to a suspension, team-related suspension. So that in itself is going to be difficult. So you're getting 3. Rules. It's an all-important number. So we're taking the Cowboys plus the 3 for 2 units. Taking the Dolphins, you can get 7. You have to shop around, and you may lay minus 15 juice instead of minus 10 juice. Fine. I'm not big for laying more than that, but you can. So we're taking the Dolphins plus the 7 against the Bills for 3 units. I'm very much on record of saying what I think about the Bills this year. I've continued to be wrong week after week after week, so take that for what it's worth. But like the Dolphins in this spot, in a division game to a second game back, Bills continuing to deal with injuries. Amari Cooper will play today, but he's going to be in spot situations. Raiders plus the 7.5 for 3 units. Love this. Bengals don't have anyone that can block Max Crosby. It's really as simple as that. With T. Higgins out, they're a very different team offensively as well. And we're not laying 7, we're not laying 7.5 with the Bengals. Well, you could get 7 if you want to lay the Bengals, but we're not laying 7 with the Bengals team in that situation. So Raiders plus 7.5, 3 units. We are taking the Panthers plus the 7.5 for 2 units against the Saints. Hate it. Absolutely hate it, but not laying 7.5 with or you can get 7 actually on the same thing. If you want to lay it with the Saints, you can get the 7. Just not laying 7 with the Saints. I don't think I'd lay 7 with the Saints against Ohio State, if I'm being honest. So Panthers plus 7.5, 2 units. Giants plus the 4 for 3 units against the Commanders. Wish the game was on the road. Daniel Jones seems to play a lot better on the road than he does at home. Commanders defense is just very opportunistic so far this year. I'll give them that. Very opportunistic so far, but they're just not good. Jaden Daniels is amazing. Cliff Kingsbury, that offense is incredible. Now, Kingsbury does have a thing where as the season goes on, his time in Arizona, his offenses get worse as the year goes on. I'm curious to see how that plays out here now that we're into November. But too many points. So Giants plus the 4 for 3 units. We're taking the Titans minus the 3 against the Patriots for 2 units. Hate it. Hate betting on the Titans or the Panthers. But you really look at that game against the Lions last week. The Lions are best team in the NFL, and it just got away from them. Titans actually moved the ball really well. Titans have been moving the ball with Rudolph quite well. They just can't score or win any games. So I think that changes against a Patriots team. Patriots do get Drake May back. He cleared concussion protocol, and he will start today. Don't really think that has much of a difference on this game, honestly. Patriots are going to try and run the ball, whether Brissett is in there, whether May is in there. Think that the Titans can finally get a win here. They've been flirting with winning games, they just can't do it. But with Titans having Rudolph in over Will Levis, I trust that a lot more, as Will Levis is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, and Rudolph is at least serviceable. So taking the Titans minus the 3 for 2 units. Broncos plus 10 for 3 units. We already gave that one out. It's a number. I don't necessarily love it, but I love the number. I don't love the spot for the Broncos, though. Traveling to Baltimore after Baltimore lost a division game. Baltimore loses division games. It's a thing. Lamar does not play his best football in division games. When he plays outside the division, specifically the NFC, this is not an NFC team, he plays incredible. But Broncos have the best defense in the NFL so far this year, and Bo Nix has been the best rookie quarterback in the NFL. Look it up. I know everyone loves Jaden Daniels. I love Jaden Daniels too. In no world would I take Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels. Statistically, look up who the best quarterback has been in the NFL to start. It's Bo Nix. And that's not really I'm not arguing that he's better than Jaden Daniels. I'm just saying statistically look at who has been the best. Cardinals, minus the 1 for 2 units. I hate this one too, but it is what it is. Cardinals have a legitimate shot to win that division. And I know we talked about futures a couple weeks ago, and I had mentioned kind of Seahawks, 49ers, all that stuff. It's worth giving the Cardinals a look at that division as well. The other thing that it's worth is Gannon for Coach of the Year. Because if the Cardinals win that division, he's going to be on a short list of people who would win Coach of the Year, and I think you can get like plus 2,000 odds on it. They've been playing really well. Kyler Murray has been playing really well. The defense has seemed to have cleaned up some of the issues they had to start the year. By no means are they good, but they seem to have cleaned up some of the stuff. So, yeah, I like them in this spot for sure. Jags plus 7.5, 3 units. Eagles have looked very good the past couple of weeks. Jags have been middling all year. They haven't looked great at all. It's just too many points, though. This could be a blowout spot. The Jags may get absolutely blown out of the water and then end up trading Kirk and everyone at deadline, and Peterson could get fired. Or the Jags come out and play very inspired football, get a win, and kind of keep the team together. We're obviously betting on the latter here. A lot of these games with these teams that are teetering on season over, this is kind of the week for them because trade deadline is Tuesday, November 5th. Big day in America with NFL trade deadline on Tuesday, November 5th, right, guys? There's nothing else happening that day that people will be totally reasonable about. But I like Trevor Lawrence. I've always liked Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people know that about me. I just think that the Jaguars don't want to throw this whole thing away, and that's what we're betting on with that. So Jaguars plus the 7.5 for 3 units. Seahawks plus 2 for 2 units. A lot of people like to point to Jared Goff outdoors. I encourage you to look at Matthew Stafford outdoors. I love Sean McVay. I love the Rams. How the Rams are favored in this spot is interesting. Seahawks had things going early against the Bills. They just stumbled in the red zone twice, and then the game was over. Geno Smith continued to be playing very well. I think he'll have a bounce-back game versus the one that he had against the Bills last week. Lions, we already laid it at -3 for 3 units. You can get it now at -2.5 for 3 units now that Jordan Love and Jacobs are both playing. It's a number. Again, I actually don't love it. You got the public all over the Lions, but the Lions under Dan Campbell are one of the best ATS teams the past 3 years. So there's a reason that people bet on them because they tend to win. I don't like the spot traveling up to Green Bay. There's supposed to be weather involved. Jared Goff outdoors with weather is not a good combination, especially wind. But Jordan Love with the groin injury will not be as mobile, and the Lions are extremely susceptible to QB run game. So if they don't have that as a factor for the Packers today, that takes one of the biggest weapons that you have out against a Lions team that's very susceptible to it. So the hope here is that Lions offense continues to roll, and then they're able to cover a number, which is, where you want it if you're going to be betting on a favorite when the point range is somewhere around that area. So taking the Lions, we have it at -3 for 3 units. You can get it at -2.5 now because that's come down after the injury news. And then last Sunday Night Football, we got the Colts +6 for 3 units. Love it. Absolutely love it. Vikings continue to show that the start of the season offensively was fraudulent. Defensively, it's not. They are very good defensively. But Colts finally made the decision to start Flacco. Richardson was teetering on that, worst quarter. I mean, Deshaun Watson, nobody was as bad as Deshaun Watson, so no stats equaled what Deshaun Watson's were bad because we talked about last week, worst quarterback in the NFL since the year 2000, including Jamarcus Russell. But Richardson was in that next category. If Deshaun Watson had not existed, people would be pulling up the Richardson stats and comparing them across the past 20 years. Look how historically bad this guy is. So Flacco love the Colts here +6, and a kind of gotta have it game, especially after you made a decision like that. The other thing they did with Richardson is they essentially benched him after having the least amount of pass attempts, maybe ever, for a rookie quarterback. Usually they get almost 4 times the amount of pass attempts that Richardson got before an organization decides to bench him. And that did not happen here for whatever the case is. A lot of people are pointing to character issues. I point to, why did you draft a quarterback number 4 overall who was not good in college, who barely played at all in college, and has accuracy issues? But what do I know? So Colts +6, 3 units. Then we will come at you guys. Oh, I forgot one. Browns. We're taking the Browns +2. 2 units. 2 units. Chargers, they do horrendous against excellent defenses. They cannot move the ball. It is wild. I mean, tons of injury issues with the Chargers. It's not really Harbaugh or Herbert's fault. They are just falling apart at the seams. But we like the Browns here. I love Jameis Winston, and I just want to catch more Jameis Winston sound bites. He's incredible. Browns plus the 2 units. And that's it then. We'll come at you guys tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. We got Bucks Chiefs. Chiefs continue to be undefeated somehow. And line teetering around that 9 number, but we'll continue to monitor and we'll come at you guys tomorrow with that. So again, betting with us, winning with us, please just support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and enjoy NFL Sunday. Go Lions.